Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. I'm going to start with this. Russia's largest bank issued gold-backed digital financial assets. This is just further proof that XRP could be backed by actual gold in the future. So, Russia's largest bank, SBER, formerly known as SBER Bank, reported their first issue of gold-backed digital financial assets. The bank considers DFAs to be a great alternative to investments amid de-dollarization. On December 26th, SBER published the news about its first issue of gold-backed DFAs. A diversified metals seller and manufacturer, Sulfur, became the first investor to obtain the issued assets. Gold-backed DFAs represent certifying monetary rights, whose price and volume depend on gold prices. And as we see the central banks of the world buying up a ton of gold, country after country buying up a ton of gold as well, we are headed back to the gold standard. The days of printing money backed by absolutely nothing are coming to an end little by little. But the thing is, you can see XRP being backed by something in the future. We're headed into the digital age. It makes more sense today than it did 2 years ago. And I pointed out in a lot of videos. Probably nothing. So you see, the Federal Reserve says leaders from across the payments industry are preparing for the 2023 launch of the FedNow service. IMF, sending money abroad or receiving it will be easier in the future. New tokens and platforms may transform cross-border payments. They both have a picture of a train. A former U.S. Treasurer on crypto investing in 2022, the train has already left the station. I feel Rosie Rios knows exactly where XRP is going in the future. But when you see something like this, you put it together and you say, okay, the Fed is talking about the same thing as the IMF, which the former treasurer of the United States is talking about the same exact thing. These are facts that show you where XRP is going to be in the future. A lot of what we talk about is speculation right now inside of crypto. I just seen somebody today say Bitcoin's going to $250,000 next year. Based on what? Speculation. Now, with Ripple and XRP, it's a little bit different. You see the partnerships with the big banks. You see the on-demand liquidity corridors opening up in this country and that country. And you know that at some point, those on-demand liquidity corridors are going to go live, pushing the price of XRP up. And at some point, the lawsuit is also going to end with the SEC, pushing the price of XRP up. Those are all facts that could happen at any moment. Harvard have courses on Ripple and its CEO Brad Garlinghouse and how it's disrupting the global payments industry. Now, if Harvard is going to teach this, and why would you ever think XRP is not going to be here for the long term? The case explores Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse's mission to disrupt the global payments industry by leveraging the cryptocurrency XRP. Take notice they said cryptocurrency, not security. Students will learn about Bitcoin and the blockchain industry, as well as Ripple's unique crypto business model. The case provides an opportunity to navigate the areas of distributed technology, platforms, regulation, and global payments from the perspective of a San Francisco software startup with over $20 billion in digital assets. And like I said, if they're teaching this in schools, such as Harvard, you know that XRP and Ripple is going to be here for the long term. Because why would they ever teach that? You know how much a Harvard education cost? Ripple, this startup, is a provider of global payment solutions that use blockchain technology to facilitate cross-border transactions. Now, I hate when they call Ripple a startup. I feel we're out of the startup stage at this point. Using proven crypto and blockchain technology honed over a decade, Ripple's enterprise-grade solutions are faster, more transparent, and more cost-effective than traditional financial services. Our customers use these solutions to source crypto, facilitate instant payments, empower their treasury, engage new audiences, lower capital requirements, and drive new revenue. And I always point it out in a lot of videos because everybody's so focused on banks and countries utilizing XRP. You got to remember businesses are also going to utilize RippleNet and XRP in the future. Big news for Ripple. U.S. Department of Justice calls cryptos commodities. For XRP investors and Ripple Labs, the indictment is interesting in that the U.S. Department of Justice calls the two cryptocurrencies CRV and MNGO commodities rather than securities. At no point do the DOJ lawyers refer to the cryptocurrencies as securities, nor do they refer to violations of securities law. Now, I don't know if these government agencies talk to each other. I mean, you have the Department of Justice calling cryptocurrencies commodities, and then you have the SEC and Gary Gensler calling cryptocurrencies securities. There's something wrong there. And I'll tell you exactly what I think it is. It's because Gary Gensler is doing the bidding of the big banks, and the big banks are afraid of Ripple and XRP. SEC General Counsel Dan Berkovitz to step down. Dan Berkovitz, formerly a CFTC commissioner, will step down from his SEC position. Berkovitz, in his previous role, reportedly dined with disgraced former FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried. And like I said before, I don't think the dust has settled around FTX. A lot of other people are going to fall in this at some point. A lot of other people are going to be named as being tied to FTX somehow, some way. It comes almost on a daily basis now, but you could see how the corruption throughout the government goes. If FTX did not fall, we would not know any of what was going on behind the scenes, period. But because FTX did fall, now we see how far the corruption goes. SEC is all about greed and corruption. Protect investors, my ass. Lie, cheat, and steal. Unbelievable. BlockFi now owes the SEC Gov the full $100 million since it was proven the fine was paid with customer funds, which means the SEC will have to get paid back as a secured creditor before investors get any money back. How is that for investor protection, Gary? And they don't care about me or you, period. The SEC doesn't care about us. Politicians don't care about us. Who they do care about is the institutional investors and the big banks. From Ripple to LBRY.com to FTX official FTT, the SEC Gov is steadily advancing towards a policy restricting crypto exchanges as a whole. Now, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but it's important to see this. If the SEC can get courts to agree that crypto tokens like FTT are securities regardless of how they are offered, the agency would be able to go after more than just the projects that create those tokens. The SEC could target any intermediary that sells those tokens in any context. In such a scenario, major crypto exchanges like Coinbase, Kraken, and Binance would be exposed to immense legal liability and either permitted to participate in crypto-worthy registered exchanges like the New York Stock Exchange or shut down. So Gary is coming after all of crypto. Gary Gensler is promising a widespread crackdown on the entire crypto industry, so XRP will get clarity first, then the rest of crypto will slowly follow. Now, I don't care what cryptocurrency you are invested in. You need to hope Ripple wins this lawsuit, because if not, I'm telling you, crypto is going to be, it's going to be a nightmare with Gary Gensler dragging almost every crypto into a lawsuit at some point. I believe Ethereum is next. I believe if Gary loses against Ripple, he's definitely going after Ethereum. The good thing is we're starting to see a lot of politicians come out and point out the corruption at the SEC. Now that the Department of Justice also calls cryptocurrencies, that's just more ammunition Ripple could use in the lawsuit. The lawsuit with Ripple looks very good for Ripple to win. Honestly, most people feel it's just a stage at this point. It's like a delay tactic until the right time. I'm starting to believe the same thing. Whales showed a newfound interest in XRP, despite metrics against XRP. Indicators stood in favor and were positive. And again, the whales are interested in XRP. Narratives shift around XRP all the time, but we're starting to see more and more FUD at the same time as well. I believe all the people FUDding around XRP right now are the same people that are afraid of where XRP is going. They're afraid that their crypto is going to be left behind in the future. If XRP, through regulation, will only be accessible to accredited investors, shouldn't we at least be prepared? Now, a lot of people believe that Coinbase and other exchanges are never going to relist XRP. It's not for retail investors, period. But I think differently. I believe these exchanges are going to want to relist XRP because look at all the FOMO money that's going to come in once that lawsuit ends. They're not going to want to lose out on those profits. But hey, we'll have to wait and see what happens. XRP will be $100 soon. Will you share your blessings with those who didn't hold XRP? Now, I see inside of the crypto space all the time, people say, once XRP moons, I'm still going to help people out on a daily basis. I also believe that somehow, some way, we were meant to be XRP holders. It's like you have to be pure of heart because almost every single person that invests in XRP always says the same thing. In the future, when XRP absolutely moons, I'm going to help so many people. I'm going to change so many people's lives in the future. So maybe it is meant for the pure heart. Who knows? But I know this, once XRP moons, I'm definitely going to continue giving back, no matter what. I'm going to go and I'm going to change so many people's lives. I'm going to buy people groceries. It's going to be a rough time at that point, in my opinion. You got to remember, that's when the new financial system's also going to be rolling out. A lot of people are going to get tied right to those CBDCs. Maybe you could buy people carbon credits so they could go out and do things that they normally wouldn't be able to do. Who knows what the future holds? But with that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you watching my videos. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.